We begin tonight with the shocking verdict in the ghost ship warehouse trial. One defendant is a free man tonight, but it's unclear what comes next for the other. We have team coverage tonight, beginning with Night Beat's Andrea Nakano, who tells us the legal battles for the two defendants are far from over.
Yeah, it was the first taste of freedom for Max Harris in more than 2 years. He left this facility in an unmarked car and was taken to a different location to meet up with friends and family. While he may not be tried for the manslaughter charges again, the legal battles are far from over. An elated Max Harris, after a nearly 4-month trial, ends with a not guilty verdict on all 36 counts of manslaughter.
I was always under the belief that Max Harris was innocent, and I did what I had to do to get him home. And our hearts are with those families and everybody who's been victimized by this tragedy.
Cameras were not allowed in the courtroom, but in the sketch, a very solemn Derick Almena. For Almena, the jury was deadlocked, with only 10 out of the 12 jurors finding him guilty. Chief Assistant District Attorney Kevin Dunleavy is contemplating the next move.
We're going to take into account discussions that any jurors may have had with our trial lawyers, and we will evaluate that and go forward.
Almena's attorney, Tony Serra, wasn't happy at all about the hung jury and is adamant about proving his client's innocence.
I'm pained, I'm anguished, I'm frustrated, but God, we will win next time.
Legal analyst Tony Brass feels the next step in the criminal case will have its challenges.
With 10 jurors voting for guilt, there is a sense that a guilty verdict is within reach for the district attorney. At the same time, it's not just one, but 2 jurors that couldn't make a decision. And I think that may weaken their resolve as far as trying it a second time.
After today's court proceedings, attorneys for Max Harris quickly shifted the blame to the city of Oakland and the fire department. Curtis Briggs says not enforcing the code violations in the warehouse contributed to the deaths of the 36 victims.
The community cannot be safe until we get accountable leadership.
Briggs added the first thing that Harris planned to do was to enjoy a vegan meal, and he hopes to live in the East Bay and continue pursuing his love of art. At the Alameda County Jail, Andrea Nakano on the Night Beat.
I'm Christin Ayers at the Alameda County Courthouse. When the verdict came in, first there were audible gasps from stunned friends and family members. Then there were tears and anger. Tonight, the ghost ship warehouse sits unassuming on the street where the deadly fire happened 2.5 years ago. But outside an Alameda County courthouse, the pain was still palpable.
Max is guilty. They didn't find him guilty. I don't know why. Max is guilty.
For Mary Vega, whose son Alex died in the fire, grief gave way to anger.
I lost my son because of this. And this is what happens? No, I am not happy about this.
Anger that Max Harris, who had been accused of 36 counts of manslaughter in the ghost ship fire, is now a free man. Outside the courtroom, David Gregory, whose daughter Michaela also died in the fire, did not hold back.
Absolutely, I'm disappointed.
Should there be
there's a man walking out there that should be in jail right now. He was willing to take a plea deal for 6 years. Okay, you tell me if that's a not guilty person. Come on.
Parents of the ghost ship victims say they simply wanted someone to be held responsible.
Having someone else suffer is not going to make me happy, but I just wanted some accountability.
For now, they say justice feels elusive. Master Tenant Derick Almena is set to be back in court October 4th for a new trial. One of his attorneys, also emotional, describing Almena's reaction to the verdict.
There was the most unspeakable loss of life. And so, while he's happy, in a sense, to be unconvicted, he's very unhappy when he thinks about what happened.
We did speak to one woman who was a friend of the ghost ship victim, Jennifer Mendiola. She said she's always believed Max Harris was innocent and is happy to see him walk free. Friends and family members we spoke to say they're prepared for a possible trial coming up, but they say it's starting to feel like it will never end. In Oakland, Christin Ayers on the Night Beat.